All right, welcome back to episode 27. Uh, you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here with us. Today, we got a lot of topics to cover, a lot of information to go over. But as always, that's first things first. You know how to find us, womeninlinux.org. If you have not ever heard of us, you can also find us on meetup.com. Meetup.com/women in Linux, where we meet every week to discuss um, RxCSA, Linux negotiations, tech jobs, the gamut, you name it. In terms of our meetups on Wednesday. We are doing meetups on Thursday. I think I'm gonna do every other Thursday. I hadn't decided yet. It'll be posted in Meetup for you to actually go over and figure out whether or not we're meeting and so forth and so on. Next thing is we're also working on our second show right after this. Don't forget, you find us at 2 o'clock. And at 2 o'clock, How We Linux, just the name that D came up with, to discuss just various places where you find Linux, and also who's using it, from satellites to what companies are using Linux. Kind of more like a spinoff of Tech Stocks and Jobs, where we get a little bit more in depth of like, okay, who's using Linux, OpenShift, OpenStack, those foundational things that a lot of people don't even realize that occur. But back to our regular scheduled program, womeninlinux.org. If you want to know more about us, you can hit about, or you can just ask questions. We're on social media, across social media at Women in Linux. You can connect with us on Slack. If you have to download the Slack app, and then and then you'll connect with us in the Slack channel. If you want to learn more about just different things in Linux, we probably need to update some of this, but we update the Slack regularly. Adele can tell you, Kevin can tell you, everybody who's a part of our Slack group knows that Slack gets updated daily, hourly. And as well, don't forget, you can shop with us. You can find our 5-year anniversary, not information, but our 5-year anniversary products here. And as well, we also have, without the 5-year anniversary stuff, we also just have regular t-shirts as well too. D can hook you up with those. We also have men, women, and unisex for that. So there's that. And then last but not least, always donate. You can donate with your time. You can donate with money. You can donate by actually tweeting out. That helps us too. Tweeting out where you're in terms of our content, our YouTube. It'd be great if some of you start just streaming some of our YouTube stuff. That'd be great. You need to get up our YouTube streams up. So again, you can help in multiple ways. It's not always just about money. Every little thing counts. Every little thing helps us grow our community, and in fact, it helps you grow as well too, because now you're building a network. So, with that being said, let's get started on today's topic. Let me pull this up. If you could post the link for when we did the interview with Survey Monkey. That'd be great. With Reginald. All right. So I spoke with Reginald this morning, and they're actually looking for several different positions, but the one position in that he's looking for is a staff engineer. And let me try to find that link here. Hold on. Let me pull up my Slack. I'll get that link. All right. So he's looking for a staff engineer. Let me give you a little bit of details about it while I'm here. 12 years or more of architecting, scaling, and doing operational excellence. They're a Python and Node shop. They're pushing to AWS, helping at least 7 different dev teams. They're also his team is embedded in dev teams, and will move away from that. So they're moving away from the legacy EC2 and manual Docker. And when it comes down to, I asked about the pay. He's like, it's dependent upon state and region, and also dependent upon the person as well too. But he's like, in his words, he's like, the salary is beautiful. So that's what he stated. All right. So here is Survey Monkey, the particular position I was just talking about, staff reliability engineer. What does that look like? What are they doing? Kind of just went over that, and here's a little bit more about the description. I'll post this link, and D, you can go from there. Let me get to my document so she can post that link. Where did my document go? Hold on 1 second. Here's my document. All right, so D can post this link for you all, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over Survey Monkey, um, and those that were on that call understand exactly the salary ranges, and D, she has the access to that actual YouTube link. The job is remote. All right, so let's go through this. All right, partner with application developers and architects to ensure our services and built for scale. Develop monitoring solutions. Working with engineering companies. Bridge the divide between core application engineers and our main infrastructure teams. Remember, I always preach to you all: be the solution when you walk in. So be the solution, right? A minimum of 12 years of experience, large scale. I stated that developed, accomplished SRE ranging from junior to senior levels and so forth. So, what about this particular position? Should you also be looking at if you're not familiar with SRE? So, you could just type in SRE and just type Google because it should return some books here. So here we go, sre.google. Here, what is site reliability engineer? And then if you click on books, here's a slew of books. If you have the O'Reilly subscription, you already know that these books are in O'Reilly. If you have the O'Reilly subscription, you also know that there are actual classes that talk about what it's like to be an SRE, and then walk you through the different products that people may use in terms of being an SRE engineer. All right. So remember, SRE actually comes out of Google. So good resource here um, to get started on. So when we talk about tech stocks and jobs, we talked about the job. You already had have a point of contact there. So we've already networked that. Then the next one is, did SurveyMonkey go public or not? And I don't know if SurveyMonkey is public or not. So let's go to Yahoo Finance. I don't think they are. I don't think they went public yet. So that means there's some equity there. So let's look and see. SurveyMonkey. See. Yeah, I don't think they're public or not. I don't think they're public yet. I think they're still, I don't think they IPO yet. Let's look. I don't think they did. I didn't ask him this morning. I should have. All right, here we go. Okay, 2018. Okay, cool. Here we go. SVMK is their ticker. Silver market surges to 42%, and the market debut ends at a $17 trade. So SVMK. So let's go look them up back on Yahoo Finance and see what they're performing like here. All right. So SVMK. Let's see. Oh, am I not on Yahoo Finance? I am. SVMK. That don't look like it. Equity. Did it go back public? Let's go back and see. SVMK. Do we have anybody that pulled them up? See, Yahoo Finance, blah, blah, blah. See, this happening. You consider buying shares of SVMK. All right, let's look and see. All right. Right here, 21.55. Is that what? Is that what? Is that it? Technology's got to be. Last price was 21.55. Let me look at stocks. Yeah, it's got to be them. But it doesn't come up on Yahoo Finance like that. So I don't know. Somebody could probably pull that ticker symbol up from somewhere because I'm not seeing it come up on Yahoo Finance. But it looks like it's stating that it's pulling. The last price was 21.55. All right. So our next one up to discuss is this one. Let me pull my notes back up. Where'd my notes go? Here we go. The next one up is Zoom. So I don't know if you all saw this coming out with Zoom. Zoom. Okay, that's not a good link. You're trying to tell me there? All right, no problem. Oh yeah. Oh, maybe because I got that B on it. Let me look and see. Is that it? Yeah, I had a B on it. All right, Zoom to buy 5.9 in an all stock deal at value at $14.7 billion. Everyone should know who Zoom is. So Zoom Video agrees to acquire a cloud contract center provider in an all stock market deal of 14.79. The company is called 5.9. Let's go look up that company as well too. All right, 5.9. This is their website right here. A leading cloud contact center platform for digital cloud contact center software is our expertise, but our passion is customer experience. Reimagine CX. So the cloud contact center empower the agents automate with the AI powered workforce and so forth. So this is the company that they are acquiring for 14.7 billion. This will enhance the presence its presence with enterprise customers and allow it to accelerate its long-term opportunity by adding the $24 billion contact center market. Zoom's stock price has pulled back from its 588 last year, but it's gonna continue to grow. This is a move from them infrastructure wise. So when we're looking at that, you have to look at what they're acquiring. It's an acquire hire, right? They needed to scale their customer support in their enterprise. So you have to look at it from that perspective. It's an acquire hire. So now there'll probably be another little entity under Zoom where this probably would stay separate and not get rolled in under the fold, but stay separate. Stay a separate entity under the company, kind of similar to IBM and Red Hat. Red Hat didn't get folded in; it's still its own entity within the company. So this will probably be along the same lines. All right. So it says under this deal, the 5.9 stockholders will receive 5533 shares of Zoom Class A, a common class for each share of 5.9, which values 5.9 at $200.28 a share. So let's go over here and look at 5.9, and then let's go look at careers. All right, let's see what kind of jobs that they have. Let's see, view positions, diversity, so forth and so on. All right, here go their jobs here. All right, so just kind of small. So let me blow this up because it's small for me. So what I see here, continental U.S., the United Kingdom, the Philippines, California. So again, they're acquiring this company that's already international as well. So that means they already have their foot in these doors already. So that means they have relationships. United Kingdom, here the Philippines. You can see all this stuff out of the Philippines. Education and service out of the Philippines. Melbourne, Australia, Russia. See, I'm just looking at the places right now. Texas, more of the Philippines, continental US, and more of the Philippines. So that gives you an idea of where they're at. So cloud operations, they have a knock out of Atlanta. So there's some data center. And when you see knock, there's some type of data center sitting in Atlanta. cost optimization engineer, DevOps, continental U.S., San Ramon, California. Maybe they're headquartered in San Ramon, California. Okay, knock the UK in London. That's another data center. Um, see, Russia, a project manager and a senior devs. They got lab support. Let's look at that. Just curious. So here, 5 years of experience, SDLC software development lifecycle, 2 years of system and networking experience, GCP, AWS, SRE. Then we getting into Kubernetes, GKE. Then we're talking about flows, understanding GitLab, Vagrant. Vagrant is a HashiCorp product, Spinnaker, CI/CD tools. You could use Jenkins or GitLab for that. Terraform and Python or other scripting languages, meaning Bash. Then they're doing configuration management, Ansible, Puppet, or Chef. Prometheus, Kafka, handling data, Zookeeper, Flink, RabbitMQ, Free Switch, Asterisk, Camilio. So this right here is this is telephone stuff, web, RTC. So telephoning applications and strong verbal. So a little overview of Five9. That this is the company that Zoom is acquiring for 4.7 billion. All right. Let me double check if we make sure we don't have any questions. Just add another. Is SRE the best job to aspire for? It depends on what you're interested in. I say SRE is a good job to aspire for. I actually think you do system administration and then roll into SRE. Some people say they prefer you not to be a sysadmin and then go in there. I just think you have a platform, a foundational set of skills from networking to scripting to understanding how operating systems work. What is a kernel? How do you do memory control, process control, so forth. So the acquisitions lawyers are killing. Yep. So I mean, that's why I think about when it comes to SRE. If you're just starting out and you've never heard of it, there are going to be some foundational things you're going to need, just like with anything else. But get started there. I actually started a track on like best SRE things you should look at. I have a GitHub repo. I need to format it correctly so you can use it. But I mean, it's usable now. But I just need to get all the sources together and labeled properly so that you can use it properly, so don't confuse you. All right, so we talked about SurveyMonkey looking for SRE. We hopped on here with Zoom. I would not be surprised as Zoom itself, the company itself, was looking for someone to be an SRE. I just would not be surprised. Let me blow this up because it's extra small for me. Let me see. Integrations about, let's see, careers right there. And let's go check out Zoom. They're using Workday. All right, so let's just type in SRE. No SRE. All right. And my favorite thing is just to type Linux, and I just like to see the results that come back from that. So build engineer, video processing, algorithm engineer, software development engineer for Android, software engineer for Windows, one for iOS, senior threat hunter, security engineer, DevOps. So you primarily the same things. A lot of software engineer back end from C++ to Java. And you got to imagine Zoom needs to work across multiple platforms and multiple devices. So you can imagine the number of devices that they're looking at, right? So security, of course, is another big thing in QA for testing, and real-time DevOps engineer, and that's in India. Yep. So that gives you an idea of Zoom, the company they're acquiring, Five9, and then the different jobs that they're looking at. All right. So next up is our good old folks over at Salesforce. I think y'all heard about this week. Investors eagerly await Slack Salesforce DOJ approval. that did get approved. The plan is I think it got finalized, I think yesterday or this week or so. I think it gets finalized yesterday or Thursday. The purchase of Slack for 28 billion. And see, it said 28 billion, and as well as the Chinese approval for analog devices. That's something totally different. But Slack being approved for 28 billion. So let's go over here. The approval to acquire Slack by Salesforce. So Salesforce, um, Slack, and we'll just type in 28 billion. They'll probably come right on up right here. Right here. All right. With Slack buying with Salesforce buying Slack, of course, there is also the battle with Teams as well too. So, you know, I guess with that, I wonder what that's gonna look like because Salesforce is selling the back end. So integrating Slack into Salesforce and then having people use Salesforce as their back end. I don't know if anybody else been to the Salesforce conference in San Francisco. It's fairly huge. So 27.7 billion. Um, Together we define the enterprise, so forth and so on. Slack had 169,000 paid customers as of April 21st and generated 273.4 million in revenue in 3 months. Into April the 30th. The company has approximately 2,600 employees. So you can imagine what their stocks are gonna, what their stocks are gonna be once they get, the buyout. Like we saw $220 a share at the other company. Be interested to see what their shares are gonna be like. The cost is gonna look like when everything is said and done. So that is Slack. We can go check out Slack careers. All right. So Slack careers, we're going to view careers. Senior, and this is accounting. Here's analytics, business development, business technology, customer experience, customer success. And let me keep going here. A lot on the customer success side there. Design, I'm going to keep going. Did I pass up engineering? And then last but not least, I feel like I went too fast, or maybe I didn't. Marketing. And as you can see, there's more down here, but you get the gist here of what we're looking at. So let's go and look at the engineering section here. Customer experience. Let's go to engineering. And different looks like different teams have different needs. So you'll probably find some engineering stuff under customer experience. So software backend engineer. They have a staff platform backend, staff platform. A software engineer for data, software developer effectiveness, desktop files, messaging, a manager of software engineering, that's in India. And then they got one for remote. And then software engineer mobile. And the list goes on. As you can see, they're hiring all the way across the board. So if you're interested in that, you can go check them out as well too. All right, so now let's look at our next one. The space ETFs. All right, I don't know if you all been following. I'm not going to say what the actual look of Bezos ship looked like. Everybody has made a joke about that. I am not going to say what it looked like to me when I looked at it. I think you all seen it, know what it looks like. But they went out into space and back. Got a chance to float and come back. All right, so I don't know if you all, this is straying off the topic, but I'm gonna bring it up. You can go look this up. on YouTube. Did you all see about the B word when they were talking about Bitcoin with Kathy Woods, Elon Musk and what's his name from? Is he from Stripe? I forget his name. Oh God, Jack Dorsey. Go check that out on the B word, just a FYI. And Kathy Woods sparked that. But okay, to procure space, ETF versus Kathy Wood, art space, exploration, ETF. So in here, they talk about some different ETFs that are out here. All right, so it says, and I'm reading here. Two billionaires' interest in space has spilled over into the exchange market or exchange traded fund market, where Kathy Wood's pure play space exploration ETF ARKX battles Procure Space, and that ETF is UFO for market share. And a third fund, SPDR Kinsho, and their ETF is ROKT, is also in the mix, right? So I'm reading from here, right here, right? So we need to look at those ETFs. I know you've probably been investing in ARKX, but UFO and ROKT. So let's go check those out. So RKX ETF. It should pull up on Kathy's site, but um, I guess it didn't. Here is this it right here. Yeah. All right. So top 10 holdings. So the top 10 holdings for this ARC ETF is Trimble, 3D printing, Kratos, is it Kratos Defense Security, Iridium Communications, JD Logistics, L3 Harris, Lockheed Martin. These two right here should not be of surprise to you at all. Thales, Komitsu, and Alphabet, that should not be a surprise. These two, that one and this one shouldn't be a surprise to you at all. Trimble Inc. So what I like to do when I see these particular ETFs, like what you decide to put in your portfolio and how much weight do they hold, is I go investigate all these companies, right? Because I just want to know, what do they do in terms of, this is a space ETF. What type of work are they doing in terms of being involved in this space ETF, in order to understand, why she chose or someone chose to put them in that fund. You can see their market cap is 59 million. No, I said thousand. And then shares held 721,000, and you can see they're probably trading at $82 probably when they bought them, right? And you can see the market price of them. You see what Alphabet is doing, but you also see Lockheed Martin and L3 Harris Technologies, what their market share, what their market price is per share, right? And here's the ticker symbols for every last one of them. So that's how I would look at these ETFs when you're trying to figure out which ETF to invest in, what's being held in those ETFs, what do those companies actually do, and just figure out whether or not you want to purchase that ETF, and then look at the performance. You can put them on a watch list and then watch the performance of those ETFs over time. So the next one is UFO, is the other ETF. I'll go to Yahoo Finance on that one. I just knew the one for Kathy would come right up. So UFO. All right. Now we should be able to go to holdings. And okay, let's see what they got. Nothing there, nothing there. Won't have anything. But they're trading at $29.70. Let's see what their 5 day look like. I'm gonna have to go somewhere else to find out what's in their holdings. Let's see, 6 months, year to date, not bad. Look like they peaked at 31.50 at some point in the year. Let's look at their performance. See, we won't have anything on their performance. I don't know if Yahoo is not returning anything about them, or is that you need to go somewhere else to find their information on them. And the next one is ROKT. ROKT. Right. So let's go look at holdings to see if we get anything. All right. See, this one's returning holdings. Energy, industrial, and technology. So there were Virgin Galactic, Maxar Technology, Iridium. So you see Iridium comes up again. You see L3 Harris comes up. Northrop Grumman comes up, and Lockheed Martin, Aerojet, and Teledyne. So you see these different companies that are coming up that are a common theme, right? So that's why I say I like to see what the holdings are, because you want to see commonality across these. And now you can put these companies on your watch list to see what's going on with those companies. And then that lets you know that, if you got this one or the other one, what those are moving like, right? So then we can go to their chart, and look at, well, I don't want to look at the chart. Let's go back. I want to look at performance. So for a year, they're returning 32%, 0.69. Over a year, it returned 42.51. That's pretty good. Doesn't look like I had a 5 year or 3 year, so it looked like it's fairly new for this ETF. So it's fairly new for this one, because you have the 5 year, 10 year information. Yeah. So 2019 was when it was initialized, and it returned 39.66%. So, and then 8.41% last year. We have no idea what it's going to return this year. So they're going with, I guess it returned 42.51%, probably, maybe, in a year. So it's not bad, right? All right. So, and the other one was, see, UF. Let's see. I did UFO and R. Let's go look at Rkx and look at their returns, so you are aware. All right. Let's go to performance. See, and yeah, Rkx is fairly new, so I think that actually was done this year. Let me go to summary. Um, 5 day, 1 month, 6 months. I think if you went out a year, you're not going to get much change than, yeah, than that 6 month. Yeah, because it's fairly new, and 5 year. I mean, it's really new, so it's not. It hasn't been around a while. All right, so now let's go look at their holdings, which we did earlier, and oh, they don't pull them back. So that's why I was able to go to their website, and you saw what ARC ETF is just not pulling back in this particular data. All right, let me check to see if there are any questions on this one. How do I find the law firms doing deals, please? They need help in IT. How do I find law firms doing deals? What deals are you talking about? Are you talking about like these exploration deals? I'm not sure which deals you're referring to on that one. In that sense, I'm not sure. All right. All right. So next up for us is it's called regeneration. I guess Regeneron pharmaceuticals. So we're gonna pull this up here. All right. They're spending $1.8 billion to expand their footprint in New York. Adele, this will be for you. They will invest at 1.8 billion over 6 years to expand the campus in Tarrytown, New York. Governor Cuomo announced they're putting in 1,000 new jobs. The expansion covers research, preclinical, manufacturing, and support facilities. If they meet their hiring goals, the company will receive $100 million in tax credit. So this is who you probably should be looking for, Adele, uh, that probably be the company that you should be looking for in terms of who this $100 million in tax credits, these 1,000 new jobs that they're expanding into, and then actually what they're doing. So their ticker symbol is RGE, RGE. I mean REGN. Um, Let me go look and see if they're trading at $586 a share. Let's go back over here to Yahoo Finance, and then we'll go check out their um, jobs. And I probably may not find any, but we'll see. All right. See, that's five day, 1 month, 6 months. You see, they got an upward slope here. Year to date, 1 year. So it was high up here at 684 a year ago. August the 4th a year ago, they was 684. And they're down this year at 586. It look like they got a big run. Right? Not the 684, but they had a big run there at 644. Right? That's pretty cool. All right, so now let's go look at their jobs. Careers. All right, don't allow. All right, global, commercial, industrial, general admin, and research. So, commercial, innovative marketing, product access that educates and empowers the health community. Here they're talking about manufacturing and distribution and quality assurance of medicine, experimenting, global development, general and admin. Let's look at general because that technology falls into that. All right, so they got a product manager, an inspection technician. Let's see. Did they break it down into technical? Can I do a subcategory here? Council, clinical, and quality assurance. And yeah, they don't have. Let me see. Oh, let me keep going. Let me look. GMP. See, warehouse, strategic planning, quality assurance, product managers. What I saw, government relations, GIMP training, facilities and research. Uh, that's what I see under that. Let me click on global development and then subcategory. See if we get anything technical here. Applications, infrastructure. What's that? RIM training, um, data management. All right. Manager of clinical data management. Let's look at that. All right. So this person, you're detail oriented, you're passionate about data management, and energized about coordinating efforts. You initiate or you have an innate ability to identify areas for process improvement. You are someone who leads by example, inspires the staff to follow through. Consideration. Does this sound like you? Blah blah blah, and then go from there. So I would check this out, especially from a data standpoint. I wouldn't be surprised if there's somewhere else that I'm not seeing where then they're using AWS or something on prem or something like that. So, yeah, I would check them out. All right. So that's I guess Regeneron Pharmaceuticals. All right, 1,000 jobs the uh, in Tarrytown, New York, and $100 million in tax credits. I'm just curious. So what does that mean? When companies, let's see, tax credits, and this is on the fly for companies. and I should have looked this up. Um, so what do these tax credits mean? All right. Let me look and see if anybody got corporate tax credits. See, business system carry forward business credit from prior years. I'm just curious. I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna write that down and get back to you all on the tax credits, because I know each state is different and so forth, but I'm just curious as to what's included in the tax credits. I'll have that for you next week. I'll have it. Had to write that down. All right. Next one up is Tyler Technologies. Um, they're going into a pact with NRL Solar Energy Access. They entered into an agreement with the U.S. Department of Energy, or DOE, National Renewable Energy Laboratory, to integrate Tyler's, in energy government community development software with the newly developed Solar App Plus. And Solar App Plus was developed by NREL. All right, so why did I bring that up? All right, so now let's go look at Tyler Technologies. As you can see, TYL uh, is their ticker symbol. So let's look up TYL, and then we'll go check out Tyler Technologies. All right, Tyler Technologies, 497, 5 day, 1 month, 6 months, year to date, and 1 year. So you can see that slope. You can see where I'm going with this. I hope. They say they overvalued, but whatever. They've been rolling. All right. All right. So Tyler Technologies. Let's go back over here and see if you just want to cut and paste that. I don't have to type. Let's go here. All right. So Tyler Technologies, software and services for the public sector. TylerTech.com. Let's go to their careers. Let's explore their job offerings. 255. You can see here they got remote positions. They have Plano, Texas, Colorado, Troy, regional stuff, Arizona, Montana, Seattle, Herndon, Virginia, and then they got professional services. They got it broken down into senior, different level internship, senior, so forth and so on. All right. So now let's just do remote, because everybody's always interested in just remote positions. Implementation consultant, a project manager, product owner, a consultant, another consultant, a recruiter, more consultant, full stack, proposal response specialist. Need somebody probably responds to proposals for government contracts, more than likely. InfoSec risk and compliance manager. All right. Senior infrastructure engineer, Socrata Solutions. That's in Seattle. Positions to work remotely from 9 to 3 Pacific time. Patches, open source, on-call rotation, diagnose and fix problems, manage DNS and SSL, build out production environment, AWS, Linux, coding skills, configuration manage, containerization, orchestration, networking skills. Are you interested? Work on engineers at high scale, blah, blah, blah. And so that gives you a little overview of what they're looking for already as a senior infrastructure engineer. And I guess this is probably a division, Socrata Solutions. All right. So that's Tyler Technologies. They're integrating this Solar Plus app built by NREL, National Renewable Energy Laboratory. So you have to look at I would go look up this National Renewable Energy Laboratory. And they're integrating Tyler's energy government app. The software was developed a Solar Plus app, and I would go a little bit deeper into them and this in regards to this app, because if they're integrating with the Department of Energy, I'm sure someone else is probably going to take heed and need this app, which opens up doors for other agencies that are in the renewable energy space or other companies in the renewable energy space to be a part of this app or spin off or something developed something similar to the app. Wouldn't be surprised. All right. So one of the other ones that I wanted to bring up um, is this here. Uh, Belander acquisition prices $150 million IPO. Bylander is in a SPAC. Sponsored technology focused private equity firm TrueWind has priced the initial public offering at 15 million units at $10. Series A closing date is July 20th, 2021. And let's go check out Bylander here. Let's go check them out. I guess I gotta do more than just type Bylander, huh? Let me go back here, type more than Bylander. Let me see. TWCBU is a special blah 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 blah. Let me see if they got another link on here. Nope, they don't have another link. All right, let me see how I can find them. Bylander, is this Bylander Acquisition Corporation? Let me go get this. Let's do that way. All right, there you go there. IPO scoop. NASDAQ has this information as well too. This is going to be the proposed symbol, but they're not giving me more about the company and what they're doing. Okay, here's company description. Very small there. Share exchange, similar business combination, which we refer to as prospectus. We have not selected any specific business combination target. We have not, nor has anyone on our behalf engaged in substantive discussions directly or indirectly with the business combination. But it's not telling me what they're in the SPAC for. We'll have to look them up and find out why they're in that SPAC. This is Bylander. I write them down. Why they're in that SPAC. All right. So my last few things are just things I want you to look at and consider. For those that are very socially conscious, every different company has one of, I guess an investment firm have one of these to be socially responsible, where you do socially responsible investing. So if you're like worried about, hey, I don't want to invest in technology things or that, you can do stuff that's socially responsible. Like, this in this case, it's SRI, socially responsible investing. And then there's like a wide range of low cost options from 500 mutual funds to 80 ETFs that you can invest in. And this is just something I found on Charles Schwab. I am sure Fidelity and all of them have something similar. Another one that I wanted you to be aware of is this one here. An Scp Ira. All right. So if you are a small business and you want to set up a retirement plan for your people, the Scp Ira is one way to do that. And they go in a little bit more detail here. I advise you to go talk to whoever. You can set this up at Fidelity. You can say, I'm not sure if M1 Finance has something like that. I don't think they do, but just your different entities, your financial entities that you're doing investment with, you can find that out. So like if you had a 10-person company and you want to set up some type of tax shelter or something like that, you could do that with with the Scp Ira. All right, so let's see. No questions, just double checking. All right, so I think I got 4 more links and we're gonna get up out of here. I'll try to go through these quickly. All right, so Property Guru. We talked about Peter Thiel a while back. They had to correct the article. But Peter Thiel, equity value of 1.78 billion. Let me see. I want to give more information about this because that's not all that was said. Hold on, let me go to my email real quick and pull up exactly what was said about this particular acquisition. Um, Hold on, let me type in Peter Thiel, my email. Okay, so this one is Property Guru is to go public in a $1.8 billion deal with Peter Thiel. So it's a $1.8 billion deal. All right, with Peter Thiel. If you don't remember who Peter Thiel was, I did a episode on him a couple of weeks ago, on how he was able to turn his IRA into billions, and how he did that. And then you can search YouTube because everybody's been talking about it on how he did that. So here's the next one up. Cvent. I don't know if you all have ever seen Cvent. Tech firm Cvent to return to public markets via a $5.3 billion blank check deal. They talk about what's going on with Cvent in this particular article. D, you can post this link as well too if you want to. But you can just really go here and type in Cvent. And you can see that actually Cvent to go public, combining with danger near growth opportunities corporate, and you can read more about it. But here's what Cvent, why Cvent. Let me see, do they have like an about us? That's what I want. Here we go. All right, 4,000 employees worldwide, 280,000 hotels and venues listed, 4.9 million events managed since 1999, right? And then if you come back up here and you hit up their careers, open positions. All right, now we see like all the different positions that they have. I won't run through these. You can check them out. But you saw what was going on with the deal that they're having: senior cloud engineer, full stack, customer community manager, researcher, an architect with Java, the UX writer, and then the list goes on. And it's separated by countries as well too. All right, so that's Cvent. This one I thought you also find interesting as well too. They say we had a lot to get to this week. So crypto miner, Core Scientific to go public in a $4.3 billion deal, SPAC deal. So again, there's that company again, BlackRock, which is to go public through a merger with blank check company backed by BlackRock in a crypto miner, values the crypto miner at $4.3 billion. On the deal, Power Digital Acquisition Group will fetch $300 million in cash proceeds, but the companies did not disclose the private investment in a basically a public equity round. So the Core Scientific said it has mined 928 bitcoins in the second quarter and forecast revenues of 493 million and 1.1 billion in the fiscal year of 2021 and 2022. You can post this link and you guys can and ladies can go into that a little bit more. Next one up, I couldn't leave without talking about this one. This is a drone market. Drone taxi market is going to be worth 860 million by 2030. They're actually kicking it off down here in Florida between Tampa and Orlando for the robo taxi, and then also there's also a drone taxi as well too. So just be aware of that. You can read more on that link. You can post that. And last but not least, I think that's all I had. Yep. It's the last but not least. A self-driving startup Aurora to go public in a $13 billion SPAC deal. I talked about Aurora, sure, a while back. Oh Lord, a long time ago. Self-driving startup Aurora will go public in a deal with blank check backed by Silicon Valley Reid Hoffman and Mark Paniskas, giving the combined company a pro forma market of $13 billion. The deal with Reinvent Technology, and they gave their ticker symbol, will include a private placement of $1 billion from investors such as Valley Gifford, Fidelity Management, T. Rowe Price, Morgan Stanley, Sequoia Capital, and with strategic investments from Uber, which is interesting. So here is they talk about with Aurora, and Aurora is led by former heads of self-driving programs at Google, Uber, and Tesla. So they know who to hire and what to look for. So that is all that I had this week. I know it was a lot, but I wanted to get through it. If you got any questions and any concerns, drop them in the comments, in the comment sections. I hope this information was useful. You see how to search for the jobs. I mean, we didn't even get into Aurora and go looking for jobs. I did that before. Also, the drone taxis. We probably should expand on that a little bit more for understand what that means. What does that look like for a drone taxi? And also the security ramifications surrounding the whole drone taxi situation. So if there's not any more questions or so forth, let me know via our social media if you do have questions. But for now, we're out until 2 o'clock. See you then.